Hi, I'm Carrie Olsen, and this clip that you're about to watch was taken from one of my monthly office hours calls that I have with my membership group, the Voiceover Success Intensive. So if you're interested in being a part of these office hours calls and interacting with us live, be sure to join the Voiceover Success Intensive group. You'll be able to join in these calls live, and you'll also get access to about 100 hours worth of archived calls as well. You can find the link in the description and enjoy the clip. In a world where AI is dominating, how can my voice still stand out? How can organizations still look out for me? Why are we so important beyond the money that organizations still look out for us? So the way she's wording it, I think basically what she's saying is first of all, in an AI, she says where it's dominating. I wouldn't say it's dominating, but it's there. How can we still stand out? And then how can organizations still look out for me? So one interesting thing about everything we've been talking about today with your branding, your messaging, make sure you're making the client the hero. How can you frame this in such a way that you're solving their problem? All of that's true because you'll still have people who are coming to your site, human people who are coming to your site, reading your copy and going, ooh, I have a connection with that person. I would like to book them. However, you're also going to get people who just go into ChatGPT or go into Claude and say, find me a voice actor who can deliver an overnight, 24-hour turnaround and has this type of voice in this area, if that's important. Click. And then they're going to have ChatGPT or Claude return some results. So at the same time that we need to be optimizing for the human who's coming across your site, you also need to be optimizing for the robot who is doing a search for the human. Yeah. And those are two very different things. The robot's not looking for personal connection. So there's a file called an LLMs.txt that your site should have, and that is optimizing for the robots. So just making you more findable and searchable to the robot. So we have SEO, which is search engine optimization. Now there is AEO and GEO. And the GEO, I believe, is generative engine optimization. So when you have these GPTs that are using the generative technology, you have to optimize for that. And then the AEO, I'm trying to remember what the A is for. Is it agentic engine optimization? It might be agentic. But so both of those are optimizing for the agents, basically, that are going to be searching your site. Did you Google it, Tara? Is it agentic?
It's Answer.
Oh, Answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Answer engine. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so those are all things to keep in mind also. And it's the right question that this person was asking, in this world of AI, how do we stay relevant and how can we still be found? How can organizations find us? I think she's also asking about with voice in general. So people hiring AI voice versus human voice, which, there are regulations and things that are being worked out right now. But I also think that we're in a spot where people are, yes, maybe more okay with AI voice, but at the same time, really sick of it. Like there are people who are just like, if it's AI, I don't want it. And I recall, and this is anecdotal, so I don't know if there are studies around this or not, but the companies are still like, ooh, we should be using AI because it's easier and it's more efficient and it's the future. But the consumers are like, we do not want this. And so eventually that will catch up and it won't matter that it's more efficient because people don't want it. And then there are certain things with voiceover specifically that AI just is not doing as well yet. So there's some safety there. I've had multiple situations where people thought they were going to go to AI and then ended up coming back in a panic and being, this isn't working for us. And there are certain things that AI actually is decent at. So if it's something that doesn't require a lot of personality and it's something where this particular company was never going to hire a voice actor anyway,
Mhm.
it's not taking anything from an actual voice actor. It's diluting the airwaves a little bit, but it's not it's kind of like with Fiverr and platforms where people are paying cheap rates for voiceover work. And I'm not saying you can't get good rates on Fiverr. You can. There are people who make, their entire business on Fiverr, but they're not charging $5. They've got higher rates. But the issue, and I remember the concern being, man, if people start buying really cheap voiceover, it's going to dilute the industry. It's going to put everyone out of work. But what happened was a lot of the time, and even when AI voiceover first came out, I was on a panel a few years ago, and some executives from 11 Labs, I think it was, which is a AI voiceover company, they were saying that I think it was 60% of their clients, it was 60 or 70, never hired a voice actor anyway. The only reason they were using AI voice is because it was free or cheap, and they weren't going to use a voice actor anyway. So they weren't taking that job away from a voice actor. They were just um, now able to afford something they weren't able to afford before. And so I think that's happening a lot here too. And then you have a lot of people who are going to be realizing that people don't want the AI voice, or that it's not performing as well. It's also just not as fun. It's fun to interact with people. Yeah. And then, but for the platforms that it does work for, again, if it's fairly dry and straightforward and the stakes are low, then yeah, they might get an AI voice to do it. But this is my answer to most things when technology is changing in the industry. Just do really good work. Do what you know to do. Work hard. If you spend all of your energy worried about AI when you could be reaching out to the dozens of people around you physically, you are you're making it impossible for you to book work. The only way to book work is to put yourself out there. So you do the work of networking, finding the people that can refer you to other people, be a nice person, all of that, and spend less energy worried about whatever new technology thing is threatening to put us out of business. Which of course doesn't mean be ignorant of it, know what's going on, but when it comes down to it, just be good at your job and work hard. Thanks for watching that clip. I hope it was helpful. And if you want to join the intensive, use the link in the description to join us, and I hope to see you in the next office hours call.